It's transfer day, and once again we have chosen to drive as close to the coast as we possibly can on our way to Honfleur. Now, I've looked up some interesting information about one of the places that we stopped, Le Croteuil. Not sure whether the pronunciation's right, but that's as far as it goes. Isabella of France, Queen Consort of England, and her son, later Edward III of England, embarked from Croteuil for Holland and then England in 1326 in order to overthrow their husband and father, Edward II. During the Hundred-Year War, the town was alternately under English and French control. Edward III stayed in Croteuil and in 1340 built a very important fortress. Besieged by the English, Croteuil, the last French position in the Bay of Somme, was interned there for 3 years. Joan of Arc was imprisoned there before being taken to Rouen for trial. During these troubled times, Croteuil was a place of residence for a governor and a garrison. During the Wars of Religion, Croteuil took the side of Henry the Navarre. By edict of 1594, Henry IV relieved the Croteuillois from taxes, and he stayed in town April the 18th, 1596. In 1674, under the terms of the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle, the castle of Croteuil was destroyed. Le Croteuil was also famous at the beginning of the 20th century in the history of aviation as the site of the Caudron Brothers Flying School. Now, how's that for a wee place on the map with so much history? Well, this time I had more luck and I was able to go into the church, and burning candles in churches and saying a prayer for someone who needs it is always something that I've done since I was young, and I'll continue to do so until I'm no longer able. And I have a number of people on my list who could do with the extra support, so that was the first thing I did when I visited the church. St. Peter's Church. It was formerly called the Notre Dame Church and was the parish church of Le Croteuil. The Sailors' Chapel, dedicated St. Peter, was located in the St. Peter Street in Le Croteuil, on the spot where today the St. Peter's Church can be found. The old church had 2 parallel aisles and was surrounded by the cemetery. The building was such a dilapidated state that in 1850 the mayor and the priest decided to rebuild it. breaking the journey once more, we stopped in Etretat, best known for its chalk cliffs, including 3 natural arches and a pointed formation called La Aiguille, or the Needle, which rises 70 metres or 230 feet above the sea. Some of the cliffs are as high as 90 metres or 300 feet. These cliffs and the associated resort beach attracted artists, including Eugene Boudin, Charles Dupney, and Claude Monet. They were featured prominently in the 1909 novel The Hollow Needle by Maurice Leblanc, and they also featured in the 2014 film Lucy, directed by Luc Besson. The end is in sight. All we had to do now was cross the Normandy Bridge. It's a cable-stayed road bridge that spans the River Seine, linking Le Havre to Honfleur in Normandy. I have to say, it was quite an experience, and just look for yourself. It just seemed to never end. While we were in Honfleur, Lane took a boat cruise and went under the bridge. So in the next video, I can see you what it looked like from the water. Although a really enjoyable ride, I must admit to being pleased we finally arrived in Honfleur. We'll be spending 2 nights here. It is sort of a in-between stop really to get us to our next destination. But we certainly don't regret visiting Honfleur. I'd like to thank my faithful watchers and subscribers for being with me on this journey. And should you feel the need to join us again next time, and you haven't subscribed yet, just hit the button and the bell, and be sure to get the information on the rest of our trip. We had a wonderful time in France, and we'd love you to join us there as well. Have a great week, everyone.